How's it going, comics fans? Welcome back to Comic Art Channel. And today we got a nice little treat that just arrived from France. Uh, I heard, you know, there was a beautiful black and white, oversized, do a Powerbomb book that came out. And so, of course, I had to figure out a way to get my hands on it. And the easiest way was just head to Amazon France and order, and so, there was kind of, a standard shipping rate, and figured, okay, well, why don't I add another book, to cut down on that, per unit cost. And so, was able to pick up a French copy of Christophe Chaboute's Musee, which is I read digitally. Um, Also bought a piece of art from a gallery showing with Uberti and Brainet gallery in I think they're in France and Belgium. But yeah, and so before I did that, I read the book. Uh, we'll talk about a little bit as I open, these up. But yeah, happy to have them. And so let's just do, quick walkthrough. And so yeah, we'll start with Musée. And so Christophe Chaboute. Um, I haven't done a video on him, but one of my very just favorite um, writer artists out there. He's done many books. The ones that have been translated, I've had a chance to read. There was uh, a Jack London book, To Build a Fire, which he did a adaptation of. Um, a book called Alone, Park Bench, Yellow Cab. So these, weren't very dialogue heavy, and so probably could have ordered the French versions larger. They come in kind of like smaller, digesty size soft covers in the English translations. So I figured, hey, well, why don't I order a bigger copy of Musée while I have the chance, and I was able to read it because these books that I mentioned don't have a ton of dialogue, and so he's very uh, visual storyteller, and yeah, I mean, I'm blown away by the fact that he can tell such a clear story with such beautiful art, just through facial expressions, composition, sequence, of imagery. And so, this book Musée is just about, it's kind of like a take on a night at the museum, where, the art within the museum, has a life of its own and comes alive when the museum shuts down, and everyone leaves. And so, while they're aware, right, as they're being watched and appreciated throughout the course of the day, stared at. So, as you can see, it's in black and white. Just ton of sequential imagery to tell the story. Obviously, 0 dialogue thus far. yeah, I mean, just, beautiful, drawings of architecture, of um, the building. There's kind of this guy who, I guess, shuts down the museum. I don't know, what the job title is, but obviously he takes care of things at the museum, is the last one out, him and his dog. And yeah, I mean, seems to be aware that the art within the museum is alive. But yeah, I'm just a huge fan of Chaboute. Um, just kind of all the expressions that you end up seeing. Um, his black and white art, so clear. Um, so much kind of silhouetting, shadows, um, details. Here you kind of see, okay, he takes down one of these paintings, and what's he doing? He puts it up against the window so it can look outside, and take in the scenery outside. And as his job is done for the day, takes his dog home. Um, yeah, I mean, this kind of the imagery that you see, in this book and his books in general, really kind of stay with you, and so many different characters, um, expressions, personalities, without the need for narration, or dialogue necessarily, And so look, we're 40 something pages in, and still no dialogue, And eventually there is some, kind of, giving us a glimpse into people, and kind of characters within here, but it's kind of just in passing, as you're just learning, like, he's giving you a glimpse into um, the variety of personalities that are out there that we all know of, everyone kind of going through their day, juxtaposed with then, the experience of the individual pieces of art, yeah, I mean, I found it to be a great experience, as with all of his books. Really just a masterful visual storyteller, and I really enjoy the experience of all of his stories. And so, you go through, it's nothing mind blowing, um, it's just a journey um, through kind of the you know imagination of Chaboute, and maybe what happens, right? Um, with these kind of non-living pieces of art, what if they were alive, and maybe they are alive, in a lot of ways. And so, um, yeah, I mean, he mixes in kind of, society, um, the various personalities, distractions, that people have, the things that they're thinking about, everyday life, um, as compared to, these pieces of art that have to essentially just be stationary, um, every day, as people kind of oogle at them. Um, yeah, and so, it's just a beautiful work, uh, phenomenal artist, phenomenal writer, storyteller. So, I'll probably bust out kind of the art uh, that I receive whenever the exhibition's over. And then, hopefully I can highlight some of his other books. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Reading it's pretty easy. I just Google Translate essentially this whole thing, But yeah, happy to have a nice large copy. Probably the art's probably like this size or a little bit bigger, I'm assuming. So yeah, fun read, and I'll await whenever the English translation comes out. But I'm glad to have this copy. Then the main reason why I ordered from France is to get this book, do a Powerbomb in black and white, oversized. I'm pretty sure Daniel is going to have a kind of a deluxe edition of this book, but why not get something in black and white, and this is it looks to me like it's basically like deluxe book size, kind of soft hardcover and kind of embossed title, Urban Comics Indies. Yeah, I mean, just perfect timing, because if you guys keep up, this book just won an Eisner for best publication for teens, and so yeah, I think it was, for me, it was the best publication period of the year. But we'll take what we can get, and I'm so happy for Dan. He's probably deserved it many times over already for a lot of his work. Yeah, and so just huge fan. So I'm glad I get to look at this art, in black and white, oversized. Kind of have an idea, obviously, of what they're saying. But I'm just glad to have like this large copy, So yeah, I mean, you guys have probably seen my videos on this book. Many of you have probably already read it. If you haven't, we will try not to spoil anything. Incredible page here, incredible panel, incredible scene. Yeah, I mean, just as good as you get, as far as comics, as far as entertainment, emotion, action, yeah. My favorite chapter or issue right here, issue number 6, Cobra Sun with the Cobra, being kind of choked out, devoured. Beautiful cover. Yeah, it's let me see if we have any extras here. Here's some translated letter from Dan, signed by him. No extras, just the story. Just the story. Yeah, I mean it's I'm just very happy to have any kind of version of this. Here's the page. If you saw my most recent art haul, um, this is one of the pages I got. So very happy. I'm just a huge fan of this character, U.S. Steel Rose, who's the champion, kind of really the Hulk Hogan of the world, of this world, and superstar, um, charismatic, pure face, um, such a great character. Uh, yeah, it's a wonderful book, and this is not exactly like the original art. It's you don't get some of the, I guess, like gradients as far as kind of brushwork. It's all just like black is black, but it's still cool to see. And Dan, he doesn't require color necessarily. I mean the color book is great as well. Some of these scenes are definitely enhanced by the color, but they're not necessarily needed either. And so yeah, I mean there's a quick walkthrough without um, hopefully without spoiling uh, anything. Yeah, I mean just for I guess for me to go out and get this shipped over from France. Um, yeah, I mean I enjoy this book that much, and so I'm really really happy to have it. And so yeah, do a power bomb. Um, Urban Comics Indies. I don't know. I have no idea about these French publishers. Um, but I'm glad, in France they, give comics the respect they deserve. I think, the treatment that they deserve. Nice, um, oversized, um, hardcover books in black and white and color. Different kind of versions, and so they really know how to appreciate this stuff. And this book, it is more than worthy of it. And so yeah, go out and read it. Easy to order too, if you want a you know nicer copy. Hardcover, oversized. uh can't remember how much it cost. I'm thinking it was somewhere in the 30 something dollar range, probably like maybe $40 after shipping. I don't know. um, but it got here relatively quickly. It was maybe a week or so, week and a half. And yeah, I've been sitting on it. I didn't open it. I kind of forgot to, but someone reminded me today. And so yeah, do a power bomb. Black and white, oversized. Musee, Christophe, Chaboute, two phenomenal auteurs in comics uh, that are working today. I mean, it really is a golden age of comics. So many great creators doing doing very different things. In this visual narrative form, and each one just as compelling as the next. And so huge fan of both of these creators, and hopefully you guys can check them out and see for yourself. So thanks for watching. We'll try to have some more videos up. Yeah, see you next time. Thank you guys. Bye.